All right, today we're joined by Scott Crowley from Refund Advantage, and he is going to give us a little bit of an overview about what Refund Advantage is all about this year, one of their programs, and how you can use them to grow your tax office. So with that, I will turn it over to you, Scott. Thank you so much for being here. The show is yours.
Well, thank you, Ian. It's a pleasure to be here. Welcome, everyone. Hope you're having a good week. And yeah, it's hard to believe we're already into tax season, but here we go, right? I'd like to start off by saying in my opinion, the single biggest product impact this year that we have seen in this last tax season was the no-cost taxpayer advance. This is the only product that the franchisors are providing this coming season. In fact, that's all that one of the largest franchises offered last year. They couldn't get, taxpayers weren't able to get an interest-bearing advance, so therefore they were limited amounts of what taxpayers could get for an advance on their refund. But what we have done is we give our EROs the best of both worlds. You can offer taxpayers a no-cost advance to themselves. They pay $0 to get up to $1,000, or they can choose to go ahead and get an interest-based advance up to $6,000. So in one program, our EROs are able to compete with the franchises and others, as well as offer, up to $6,000 for an advance this year. And that an interesting statistic is that over 50% of the advance applications that we received last tax season were for the no-cost advance. It appears that the taxpayer trend is to save money if they can get some money and not have to pay for it. That was a very popular option for them last year. So we'll talk a little bit more about that, but I just wanted to start off with that being, I think, a very significant development in our industry, particularly as a trend. So we are Refund Advantage, and what we offer the ERO is a very easy way to collect your tax preparation fees. That comes out of the refund. We then direct deposit those fees directly to your bank account. It is a $39.95 cost to the taxpayer that comes out of their refund as well. So it's a very simple, easy process for you to be able to collect your fees and offer a service, an additional service to your customer. We've got multiple programs we'll take a look at. There are some fees associated with the advances that we'll look at and discuss. We have some financing options available to EROs who qualify, where we can make a pre-season loan to our EROs, as well as giving advances on preparation fees during the tax season. Another thing that we also provide are merchant services for credit card, debit card processing. Our fees are really some of the lowest in the industry, and it's very easy, very simple to use. The pre-act will be available again this year, starting January 3rd. So our customers will be able to offer advances starting on January 3rd, as well as in-season advances, and we'll take a look at that as well. And then we're also integrated with most of the tax software in the industry, certainly with Sigma Tax Pro. We have that integration. And so just a few numbers here. We had over 30,000 offices working with our bank last tax season. We have grown, I would think that was about a 7% over last year in our total number of tax offices. We have processed over 2 million RTs, or refund transfers. Again, a record-breaking year for us. We gave out a lot of money for taxpayer advances, over $1 billion. And we are the largest processing bank of advances in the industry. We also had recently sent out our ERO customer survey, and we had a 96% return or renewing response to the survey, would you come back to Refund Advantage? And due to our customer service and the strength of our products, we really have some very happy customers. So the refund transfer, for those of you who may be relatively new to this process, again, that is just the ability to collect your tax preparation fee. The taxpayer doesn't have to give you any cash up front. It doesn't cost you any money, and you get your preparation fees very fast, very easily. For 2021 and 22, this is what we'll be providing. Again, the RTC is $39.95, paid for by the taxpayer. We also have additional products available for the advances, as I mentioned. The no-cost taxpayer advance. There are 3 tiers. We basically start at $1,000, $500, and $250. And those amounts basically, there are some refund, obviously some refund requirements where they have to have a certain dollar amount to qualify for these, as well as for the $1,250 to $6,000. So when a ERO prepares a tax return and they're in the bank application, the ERO will be able to ask the taxpayer, would you prefer to get $1,000 or $500 or $250 at no cost to yourself? Or if you prefer, you can also see if you would qualify for the largest refund amount possible, and there would be a fee, a 36 APR, 36%, associated with that type of an advance. So basically what we've done on the 250 advance here, we had looked at the number of taxpayers who would have qualified for an advance, but the refund wasn't high enough to qualify for our interest-based loan. So what we did was, in order to give a product, make it available to those who have a smaller refund amount, as long as the taxpayer's refund is large enough to cover the preparation fees, any additional fees associated with the software, etc., and $250, you would have a customer that you could provide that service, provide that advanced product to. So for smaller refunds, let's say under $1,000, you could provide them with perhaps even a $500 advance, depending on the fee structure, but certainly $250. So that was the logic behind introducing the $250. If EROs don't wish to participate in the $250 amount, you're able to opt out of that, where you only have the $500 and the $1,000 amounts available. We did have very high approval rates, north of 75 to 80% in that range. So, 8 out of 10 generally, 7.5 perhaps, would qualify for some type of an advance and receive that advance. As I mentioned, the taxpayer pre-act loan starting January 3rd is also available to EROs who qualify. Generally, a first-year preparer is not able to offer the pre-act. However, I do believe we're the only bank that enables a first-year preparer to participate in our taxpayer in-season advance here. So another item that I think is of significance is that if the ERO or if the taxpayer elects to receive a prepaid card, then the ERO has no advance fee, which is $29.95 here. So it's no cost to the ERO. And a check for each approved advance in the in-season advance is $29.95. For the pre-act advance is $75. So those are those amounts and fees associated with the advances. Here again are the advanced loan amounts, the no-cost loan amounts, and the interest-based loan amounts that are available. Basically, what we do is once we receive the information on the tax return, we will assess and evaluate the amount that the taxpayer would qualify for. And generally what we do is approve 75, 50, or 25% of the refund amount at the 36% APR. And so there's several scoring items that go into that, but basically we had a very high approval in the $3,600 range as an average for what we were able to provide taxpayers for the interest-based loan. Here's some examples of how we save our EROs and our taxpayers money. Certainly free to the consumer is saving your customers money. I don't think I can really emphasize enough the value of this product. This is why we experienced an increase, a significant increase in our RT volume this year, because when people, EROs who are promoting this program, the no-cost taxpayer advance, they were seeing new taxpayers coming into their offices because they wanted to get some money but didn't want to have to pay for it, or at least pay much. And so this, we believe, is a significant reason for some of the tax offices seeing an increase in tax preparation business. As I mentioned, we've got the loans here that's 25, 50%, and 75% at a 36% APR. Our competitors, most of them, I don't believe, have a no-cost advance, or if they do, it's limited and doesn't allow the tax preparer to offer up to $6,000 in the total refund amount on the interest-based loan. So this is a significant difference in being able to offer a no-cost product and a very high refund amount in the advance. So it's a great combination of products here to be able to offer to your customers. The ERO marketing fees, again, there's no cost if you place the advance on a debit card or prepaid card. For every approved advance in the end season is a $29.95 for a direct deposit or a check. So here are just a few examples based on the total advances that are done based on our pricing and what our competitors have to offer. So, you know, our philosophy is to offer an excellent product at an excellent price, and we believe that having that relationship with the ERO as business partners to make you more profitable, to give you strong approvals in your advances and very competitive pricing, that's why we do this. And I believe that the momentum that we have at Refund Advantage is significant, and that is why. What we do here, let me be sure I got the right screen. I mentioned the preseason office loans that we have available to EROs who qualify. We've been sending out money since October 1st. This money is designed to help you with the preseason costs of hiring, training staff, overhead of rent and leasing, that type of thing. We basically, it's a very fast and easy process to get to be approved for this. We do all of our advances by preseason advances by direct deposit. So generally, once we receive the enrollment record from your software company, within 48 hours, 72 hours, that money is in your account. We collect the repayment of any advance that we provide you directly from your tax preparation fees as those come in. Then another program that's very popular is our software purchase assistance. I don't know that that's available through Sigma, but Ian can determine if that's the case or not. The startup loans, as I mentioned, just to help you get off on the right foot, not having to worry about your cash flow. We have that available through January 31st. So another popular program that we have is what we call our Fee Assist program. This starts when the IRS actually begins accepting tax returns. Once a tax return that's sent to us is acknowledged by the IRS, the following day we will deposit 50% of the preparation fees to the ERO's bank account, and that's up to $300 per deposit, and there is a fee for this that's very reasonable, and this is again in line with our philosophy of keeping costs very reasonable. It's a $2.50 fee per taxpayer deposit, per preparation fee deposit. So some other of our competitors have significantly more for their fee than $2.50. So another program that we have introduced that many aren't familiar with is our loyalty program. What this does is we ship prepaid cards to our EROs, and this enables our EROs to have a loyalty program to the customers that have been loyal to them. So the idea here is being able to reward those loyal customers with up to $500, where you could make it as little as $25, $50, $75, $100, and $25 increments up to as much as $500. And this program is designed to compete with the holiday money, holiday cash that some brands are offering currently. Now, the way this works is the bank does not make this loan. There are some qualifications that you have to meet in order to participate in this program. But basically what happens is that we allot X number of dollars for our EROs to participate in this program. This is in the ERO's account with us. So the preparer then makes the decision on who they would like to provide a loyalty card to, how much they would want it to how much they would want to give them and load on the card. However, the catch is if that client does not return, that money belongs to the preparer, and we would have to collect that even if it wasn't, even if the customer did not return. So there is a little bit of liability here, but for those who have been using this program, it's been very popular. It's a great retention product, and but you have to use your discretion in determining who and how much you want to give any type of cash to. This is new for this year. When you submit a bank product, at times it doesn't all work out like we would all prefer. You may not be able to collect your preparation fees in some cases, and so we have a product and a program to help do that. And it's still in the tweaking final process, but we're very close to having that done. And it will really help our customers in being able to collect some money and do it in a way that is not going to anger anyone in particular as a part of that program. So another product that we provide is if any preparers are looking or already processing and receiving credit card, merchant services types of items, then we have some very strong rates, low rates, that enable our preparers to save some cash on those merchant fees. We've got a lot of different options here where you can offer only during tax season, all year round. We can also provide this service to any other related type business. If you have an insurance retail office, if you take a credit card in any of your other locations, we can help you with this. So there's a lot of different options here. You don't necessarily have to have a swipe machine, etc. There's some options to avoid that, so a lot to be able to provide, again, in a holistic approach in saying, you know, if you have a need for a product, odds are we have the solution for you at a very reasonable price. I mentioned our survey earlier. Our overall satisfaction rate was at 95%. Basically what that means is the EROs, the preparers who worked with us last year, they're going to return. They plan on using our bank this year. Approval time for advances, program pricing, customer service were the top reason for this satisfaction. In every category, we scored quite well, and we're very proud of that. These are the kinds of things that really matter. When you have an issue and you need it resolved, we take care of the issue as quickly as possible, and in most cases, it's very fast and very easy to resolve your problems. So here are just a few numbers on what I shared with you. What was the most important aspect of the Taxpayer Advance program? Number one, no cost advance. That was it. I just think that, like I said, over 50% of those who chose an advance this year, this is what they got. And it's significant, and I'll just leave that there. But the advanced loans, again, the higher tax amounts, the interest-based loans up to $6,000, that was number two. So you got the 1-2 punch, so to speak, in being able to offer that. Low or no cost marketing fees, the fees paid for any approved advance. That was the third in the overall response. The ability to offer loans before the IRS opens, that's the pre-act. That was also significant. Higher loan amounts and high approvals. And we scored well in all of those items. So that's basically, you know, what we're offering here this year. We've got, you know, the ability for you to bring some new customers in, promote that no-cost tax refund advance, and you know, low marketing fees to help you be profitable. There's enough money in this. We're eating pretty well. We're doing okay, and so why would you want to pay more for a product than that, right? That's what we're in business for. So we've got a great deal of support tools. One thing I can mention that for those of you who are experienced is that one of the biggest aggravations in our industry is when a check is printed and maybe it got printed backwards, upside down, the printer ate it. There's a number of things that can happen, right? We have the ability for you to go directly into your portal, your Refund Advantage portal. All you do is take a picture of that check and write void on it if it's not damaged, or across the face of the check, and that automatically generates a support ticket, and we will reissue that check normally within just a few hours, depending on how busy and what time of the tax season it is. But you don't have to call anybody, you don't have to fax anything, you have to email anything. It's very, very easy to use and very popular with our clients. One more thing I'll say about check printing is that we give the ERO 3 opportunities to print a check in the event that the first one didn't go through properly, you know, damaged or whatever. There are 2 additional opportunities to print that check that day, and if that window is missed, then you can come back and use what I described earlier, just being able to upload the check to your portal, and we'll send you a reprint authorization very quickly. Very significant, as that is more of an issue in trying to make sure that your customer gets the check as quickly as possible, and that process is very streamlined and effective in doing that. So my name is Scott Crowley, and I want to thank you for your time today. My email address is scrowley@metabank.com. If you have questions, please feel free to contact me. And I want to thank Ian and Sigma Tax, who is a great partner with us. These guys do a great job. You obviously know that if you're working with them and speaking with them. Can't recommend them highly enough. And so very excited about this coming tax season, and I want to wish you all the success this coming year as well. So thank you very much.
Hey, Scott, thank you so much for that. Thank you for that plug at the end too. We really appreciate that, of course.
You bet, brother.
So yeah, thank you so much for being with us today. And for anybody watching, we will have this recorded and posted later, and then you can access it through the video section of the virtual expo, or you can just email info@sigmataxpro.com and we can send you a copy of it. So Scott, one final time, we really appreciate you and wish you guys all the best this tax season.
Thanks, Ian. Same to you, my friend, and we'll talk again soon, okay?
All right, we'll see you.
Okay, man.